Well, finding a good job's always a challenge, and studies suggest that August is one of the toughest months for folks to find jobs as far as job seekers concerned. Well, let's meet our guest now, and we have HR professional and local recruitment expert Chris Dardis from Versique here to discuss when you should be filling out those lengthy applications for a job. It's good to have you here today.
Thanks for having me, Pat.
August, not such a good time, and why is that, Chris?
Well, we at Versique, we do see a slowdown in hiring process during August. So it's not that there's not necessarily a lot of jobs to be had, but the process really slows down because hiring leaders and people who make those decisions are out of town enjoying as much summer vacation as they can before it comes to a close here.
So we know August, and I would then assume you mentioned holidays, so November and December not particularly good as the year wraps up, not particularly good times either.
You're correct, yep.
When is a good time?
So a good time to be looking for a job when the process is going to move pretty quickly is going to be cyclically, we see it in the next couple months, September and October, simply because there's a lot of pent-up demand from August. And you'll see that individuals will be really trying to spend those hiring budgets or those budget dollars before the end of the year.
And it doesn't mean you shouldn't try. I mean, obviously, if you have a great need and you're unemployed, you really want to find something. But then the next time, a good time is at the beginning of next year.
It's going to be January, February is where we're going to see another surge in hiring simply because, again, there's going to be pent-up demand from December, and typically corporate budgets are refreshed in January, so hiring leaders will be out there really searching for new talent January and February. We at Versique become very busy in March because if those leaders can't find somebody within those first 2 months, they'll typically turn to us to try to help them out.
Your job is to get people those jobs, Chris, and we want to talk about ways to make yourself stand out.
Yes.
Let's take a look at that list right now. LinkedIn is a great resource. There's a lot of professional resourcing that goes on there. Why so?
Well, in my opinion, LinkedIn is probably more important than your resume right now, simply because I was talking to a hiring leader this weekend who said that he has applicants who don't even have resumes. They just direct them directly to their LinkedIn page.
So there are potential contacts and leads that you can find there, and your friends also are a good source that can lead you to that. Right?
Absolutely, and that's something that I would say is make sure your LinkedIn is up to date, but also use LinkedIn to go beyond the application. So if you fill out an application, use LinkedIn to see if you have any friends or even former coworkers that are working at the company you're interested in, and call them and ask for an introduction, ask for a hand.
Go beyond the application. Most applications are taking place online nowadays.
Yes.
So is brevity still a key thing there?
Yeah, absolutely, especially within phone interviews and things like that. Being brief is probably going to be your best course of action when you're on a phone interview.
Chris, you advise follow-up, and what does that entail?
So from a follow-up perspective, certainly you want to write a very thought-out email right after your interview. Handwritten notes are great, but typically they aren't going to make it to the hiring manager in time.
Well, thank you for getting us in, and a lot of encouragement, I'm sure, out there for folks, too. Thank you. Chris, I appreciate it. We have posted these tips and more information at kare11.com. Look into the 4 p.m. show page for details.